Well, naturally, most people in this kind of weather get to the seaside or out into the countryside by car or by bike. But surprisingly, even in this heat, not everyone spends the free hours that way.
At this South Dublin Keep Fit establishment, 150 enthusiasts turn up and down every day, oblivious to the soaring outside temperatures. A slap in the eye, or the back, for the fresh air fiends. Outside, others were keeping their vocal cords well exercised, and good business too. Meanwhile, over in the west, because of bad weather, harvesting was only able to get underway in the last 3 days. Here in Connemara, farmers have had to use the scythe because of a shortage of tractors.
Of course, during this hot spell, the government is asking people to conserve water, to preserve our reservoirs, so don't use the hose on the lawns or the flowers if you can avoid it. But of course, there are always exceptions. Fortunately, the Dublin Zoo here has its own lake, so water supply is no problem at the moment.
And others, I'm glad to say, made their own bathing arrangements. But aren't overseas holidays being affected? A question I put to one travel agent.
Well, surprisingly, we find the opposite. In actual fact, in the last week, we've got more bookings than we've had in the previous 3 weeks. And I think it's people, when they get a sample of good weather, they're more inclined to think of a continental holiday, where in fact it's like this all the time.
Well, of course, if you work from Monday to Friday, you can still at least look forward to the weekend, because according to the weathermen, the weather's going to hold good for several more days. But in the meantime, for most of us, back to the chores.